Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. It's me, Aggressive, and I'm here coming back after months on end of not uploading, mainly because exams and everything. So finally I'm back, and I'm going to be uploading videos on a almost usual basis because I need to edit them. Anyways, here I have a very big treat for you. Apparently I had a glitch when I was playing a scrim with my team. I disconnected and came back, and I saw this after playing the game, that Tigron and IO are both unlocked on my champion screen. I will not go into how this glitch happened, and I already reported the glitch over, but as I have footage, I'm making this video to carry this forward. So, as you can see, I have both Tigron and IO unlocked. Tigron still does not have anything other than his base kit, and most of his numbers are kind of wrong. And he uses the buck style, and he uses the buck styles, voice lines, and his body structure and health and everything. Just his base kit and damage are the only things that have been outlined properly. As you can see, he has a heavy blade called a fireball. He has a barrier, so he's probably a tank, or it could be a DPS. Who knows? Anyways, and IO is now fully fleshed out. She has voice line, she has all her cards, she has everything. And the good news is that I can bring you gameplay for it as well. As you can see, in a bit of a while, I'll be going straight into the shooting range where I'll be showing you all her abilities and how she works. Also, IO is a support, just so you know. So before we get into the more in-depth stuff about IO, I'll give you a brief rundown of her character. She has a normal left mouse button, which is a crossbow almost, dealing 400 damage. Her right click heals for 200 per second. She places a turret-like barrack, which has a lot of health. I'll go into more details about the turret later. It's pretty interesting of how it works. And her control ability and her F ability, in my case, which is control, her F ability is a backwards leap into the air, going straight back. Anyways, that's most of her character. I'll talk more about the ult separately. Anyways, for now, this is that. Now let's move on to the first ability, which I would like to talk about, is the turret. This turret, in my eyes, has got to be one of the most strongest deployable that have ever come out. I think it's stronger than Barrack's Architectonics. I cannot be sure. If anyone in the comment section can prove after seeing this video if this turret is better than Architectonics, but as you can see, this turret has two ticks. It deals 180 damage per second, and it fires two rapid shots of 180 damage and then waits for another 1 second before firing out a 350 damage shot. But as you can also see, there is one more gimmick in the middle of it, where the turret will actually stun the target, doing 250 damage. I am unsure of when this will probably happen, but when it does, in any case, it will stun the target for a brief moment, completely stopping him. And now, you may be wondering what could be the health of this turret. This turret, by calculations, took 18 Cassie shots to get killed. So 18 times 680, which is literally 12,240 health on this single goddamn turret. I have no clue why this turret is this strong, but this turret has an 8-second cooldown if you deploy it normally, and if the turret dies, it goes on an 18-second cooldown. But killing that turret without Bulldozer is gonna be impossible. So if you're gonna face this character, face IO, you better make sure you get Bulldozer, otherwise you're just gonna get utterly demolished. Now let's talk about her healing numbers. I'll be honest here, her healing numbers are the most impressive I've seen out of any healer that came out recently. Her healing per second is 200. Combining that she has a resource bar, you can keep on healing constantly without even having your resource bar completely deplete. And I am thinking that by my calculations, if this is not nerfed, this has got to be one of the most brokenest healing abilities in the game, because a freaking Cassie shooting constantly at a Fernando, considering no caught, you can out heal that easily. Even a Damba can't do that properly, which is insane to me. that much healing on a resource bar, and you can just swap up in and out constantly and just deal damage, get the resource bar, deal damage, continue to heal, is just insane. And this heal has an extremely long range. It's almost as long as, I would not say, it probably is Old Furious Cherish range. Probably 175 meters, 175%, or as it called before. But I would guess that it could be longer because of how ranged this thing is. She's going to be an extremely powerful long range healer. Plus, her poke is projectile, of course, but it has no damage fall off. She can poke from the entire map away and still deal 400 damage, and her DPS is pretty high. She can literally kill anything very quickly. The leap in this case is not that interesting, to be honest, because it's just basically imagine Shaolin plus Willow's F ability. That's pretty much it. You can just flick back and use your abilities in that way. But her ultimate, though, is the most interesting ability I have seen in a long time in Paladins. This ultimate has the potential to be the most brokenest ultimate in the game. As you saw, I literally pulled every single victor in a large ass radius and completely pulled them into one side, dealing 600 damage until it hit a wall, and all the victors got pulled into a single area, and everyone got damaged. Imagine the potential for combo ults for this. And if you thought that that was the only thing, look at this. When you use this ult, it will keep on going constantly until it hits a wall. And enemies will get stopped at that wall, and then they'll be able to do everything. But as of now, I cannot really say if the enemies can do anything during the ult time, or if they can escape it, but this is what it is for now. To be honest with you all, like, I don't see any drawbacks of this ult. Like, maybe you are vulnerable when you are using the ult and you take damage, but until we see that, I think this will probably be the most overpowered crowd control ultimate, and ultimate in general in the game. So let us hope that it's not in next week's showcase. Anyways, also something I forgot, when you use your F ability, you cannot shoot until you land on the ground. Something to remind you. So now let's talk about the talents. The first talent that I'm going to be going into is Io's Last Stand ability. So this talent works in such a way that if, like, wherever you place your turret, if you ever take damage and you get to the point of dying, you'll get immediately teleported to your turret and you will heal for exactly 1320 damage completely, and then swap positions with your turrets. That is a pretty decent legendary. And now for the other legendary, which is the healing legendary for the turret, which is an aura of healing around it. Allies which stand near it will get healed for 80 healing per second, which may seem very little, but considering you're going to be healing them as well as a combat healer and your turret is going to be dealing damage in the back, thus also it having a huge amount of health, you can imagine how broken that is for this thing. You will literally be pumping out tons of DPS, healing your teammates by not even being there properly, and when you do need to heal them, you just burst heal them constantly with like 280 per second, not even considering rejuvenate. This healer will be insane, no joke. Now let's go for Tigron. Tigron does not have anything per se, like, he's very raw with just his base kit, but as you can see, his primary fire is a 700 damage shot projectile. As far as I can witness, it is projectile, but I could be proved wrong. This, he does not have any voice lines as of now. Io has all her voice lines, I forgot to mention. So he has a very limited range though. Considering this limited range, I think he's not a DPS, but he could... No, he is a hit scan character, sorry. Because of this limited range, he is a hit scan character. All hit scan characters have this limited range problem. Not a problem, a limited range cap. to stop them from dismounting people from very far away. So he has a charge up, small charge up for his hit scan damage. Anyways, that's his base weapon. Pretty strong, pretty good. He does not have his ult, as you can see. So, and he also has a leap. So this is basically Buck's leap in a way. Maybe it does something more, but for now it's just Buck's leap in general. Nothing more, nothing less. And as you can see, it's basically Buck's leap. Maybe it goes higher than Buck's leap, but I could be wrong. I don't play Buck that much to actually be able to confirm that. And of course, now comes to his Q ability, which is a fireball. It's basically Fernando's fireball. Nothing more, nothing less. But it deals 800 goddamn burst damage. Imagine shooting your enemies with a goddamn, like, you're just firing your glaive shots, 700 damage, easy glaive. Then immediately shooting them with a fireball. How much burst do you think that is? That is 1500 damage burst in a matter of a second. What are you gonna do about it? This champion has to be a damage champion. I don't think it's a tank. But with the emitter shield for 2500? This character is unkillable. And I have no clue why they would actually implement it like this, but I guess. But it's a very late stage character, so it's gonna be a long time before we see this character come to life. So anyways, let's go back to Io and some more interesting facts about her. So Io, as you can see, is a based loadout, so there's not much stuff to talk about whenever it comes to that. But there is some interesting things that I found when I was testing her out here. If you use her ult in the air, using your Faith Light of course, enemies will travel in the direction of the ult until the ult hits a wall. Even if an enemy hits a barrier, they will not stop. They will literally phase through the barrier or go over it until they hit a wall. So this makes it almost impossible to dodge this ult in any way, and how to stop it, I don't know how. This needs more testing. Also, another glitch that could possibly be is the ult actually has a problem of moving towards the left hand side constantly and then not even moving my camera, which is very weird. Also, another interesting fact about the turret can be that the turret actually blocks your projectiles. I cannot be sure if the turret blocks your allies' projectiles, but as of now, the Fox Spirit will block your own projectiles. Which is, I think, a balancing act. It's a pretty good balancing act, not gonna lie. It makes the turret pretty viable, but as you can see, me using the ult, it's very devastating how strong this ult will be. Basically, combo ulting with Io is going to be extremely powerful. Is there anything else that I was missing out? Oh yes, the turret will also target, it's basically like Barrick's turret. It will always target the enemy you are targeting. So let's say you're shooting someone, it will immediately go and target that enemy specifically. And with that, covers all of the things for Io and Tigron. Remember, all of this is subject to change. And I'm sorry, but you cannot recreate this glitch anymore. I already reported it and it's probably getting fixed as I upload this video. So it's all over. And Creepers is going to be doing a more in-depth of this on his channel, as he wanted this. Anyway, so do check him out, and thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one. And yeah, I'm now finally back.